Hello, beautiful, and welcome to Mondays with Mori. It's been a while since I've gone live, at least 3 weeks. And as you can tell, I lost my voice, and it still hasn't been back 100%. So you're just going to have to bear with me in my raspy voice for this live. If this is the first time you're watching me live, welcome to my world. I do these lives every Monday to bring awareness and clarity to situations that go in your life by sharing my personal information and stories, and hopefully that will bring some awareness to you. So I want to share with you first that I had the greatest pleasure in the last couple weeks to really receive this big gift in my life. One of my best friends, my best friend in the world, was her birthday. And I was able to fly all the way across the world to Israel to go celebrate her birthday and surprise her. And that moment in my life, that moment in time, those 2 weeks or 10 days I spent in Israel with my friends and family and people that I love, there's no way to describe what happiness, what joy, and what expansion of my being and my heart that experience has done for me. And also, I believe, for my friends and family back home. And to be able to show someone how much you care about them, how much you love about them, no matter the money, no matter the time, no matter the distance, that makes all the difference in the world. And sometimes just showing up for someone that you love and care about saves a person, gives them another day, gives them another breath, gives them a reason to keep going, to keep pushing, to keep living. So I'm sharing this with you because everything about that trip was totally manifested by me. And what is really funny about manifestation and asking things from the universe is it never shows up the way you think it will show up, and never comes the way you envision it to come. That's why it's really important to just have a clear idea of what you want, a clear vision of what you have, and kind of let it go and allow the universe to create it for you. And I know that can sound a little wishy-washy or hippie-ish, but from my own experience, that is the best way to bring things to you that you want to happen. You set the intention, you're clear on what you want, and you just let it go without any expectation that it's going to happen. So this trip, I'm going to share with you this story. This trip was a complete surprise. And what happened was that in the beginning of this year, in April, I celebrated my 40th birthday. And in the beginning of this year, my intention for my 40th birthday was to celebrate my birthday in this year with people that I love and care about. I really wanted to travel, and I wanted to be around people that I love. And so I just put that intention. I wrote it down. I was like, I would love to celebrate this year with travel and with people that I love. And when you are born in a different country and you live in a different country, then a part of you, half of you, is always also there. And so there's always this duality of being in your current life, in your current circumstances, and also being simultaneously on the other side of the world with other people in your other life. And so it's this duality of I'm also here and I'm also there, but nothing is complete if there's no both sides, because it's almost like one heart is here, one heart is there. So I'm curious if you've ever felt like that. You could just write in the comments, or if you ever experienced this where you're really far away from people that you love, but you also create a life that you love, and balancing that and how you do that. I would love to hear from you. So I asked this from the universe, and I was able to go travel and do all these cool things in the last couple of months, and it's been really amazing because things are just unfolding and showing up, and I'm really grateful for what's happening. And then I get a message from my best friend's husband, and he's like, I'm throwing a surprise party for her. Please send me a video. And I'm sitting there like, what? I'm going to send a video to my best friend's birthday? That doesn't feel right. I feel like I have to be there. And so I'm sitting on the couch, and my husband's like, what's up? What's up? He always knows what's up. And I just say, my best friend, Leo, she's having a party. I want to be there. And he's like, yeah, you should go. And I was like, what? How are we going to make that happen? You know, financially, time-wise, kids, work, life. And he's like, it's going to work out. It's going to be fine. And it was fine. I went online and looked for tickets, but nothing was showing up with everything going on in Israel right now. And the war, the flights were really bad. They're really expensive. The hours were crazy. And it didn't seem like it was going to happen. And it was coming closer and closer to the date. I wanted to surprise her. And I was like, how is this going to happen? And so Saturday night, I went to bed and I asked the universe, if this is meant to happen, send me the flight. Send me the good flight. Send me the flight that doesn't cost too much. Send me the flight with the good hours. Send me a good flight. Make it happen. And this is after 3 to 4 days of me sitting and looking for flights and researching and checking all the different options and all the different locations and trying to contemplate how I'm going to make this happen. And I just let it go. I said, okay, universe, it's going to happen. Make it happen. So here I am. I go to bed. I wake up Sunday morning. And I sit down to coffee with my husband and he's like, so did you find a flight? And I said, I don't know. Let's see. And I open the phone and the first search that I do comes up, best flight, best price. And I just bought it on the spot, made it happen. And so I get to Israel and I get to surprise almost every person in the world that I love. And I get to spend time in my homeland. And even though this was a really good trip, it was a very hard trip. And it was very hard because there's a lot of emotions. Israel of before October 7 is very different than the Israel that is now. And the people that I love are very different also because of what they experienced and what they went through. And it was a very hard trip. Because it was very hard to see people that you love in fear, in pain, in despair. And there's this weird duality where we're trying to live normal life and keep going and raising our kids and spending time together and being together and also experiencing this really great loss and sadness and fear to what's to come. And also for me. In my head, I was always going to go back home and live there. And it was very hard to see and to experience the hate that Jews and Israelis are experiencing now. And when I was there, I lost my voice. And I had a few days that I had no voice and I couldn't speak at all. And I realized it was a lesson for me that I had to listen. I had to listen and I had to experience what's going on an energetic level, a different level. So I just kind of opened my senses and I listened and I absorbed and I took stuff in. And I kept asking, how can we make this better? Because it was very hard to be in a place that experienced so much trauma, being around people that experienced so much trauma. Everybody I know has been contributing in some way or form for the security, for the safety of my town, of my country. Almost every person I know has been through something. And as a whole, being in a country after what happened, you can't not feel what was going on. You can't unfeel what happened. And so you feel a lot of PTSD and a lot of trauma. And I kept asking, how can I contribute? What can I do? How can I make this different? How can I help? How can I support? And how can we make a difference? Because it just feels really hopeless when there's so much hate. And when this hate is penetrated through generations and generations, and it's all around you, and it's encompassing you in your country, and outside of your country, and in all the surrounding countries, and all around the world. How do you manage to keep living, stay positive, stay uplifted? How do you view things in a different perspective to where you don't fall down that rabbit hole? How do you stay in a place where you can be neutral and be able to see the bigger picture and find a solution? How do you separate yourself from going down that hole of fear and anxiety and despair and hopelessness? How do you stop yourself from going down that hole? And so I was asking those questions because when I came back to the States, I came back really full with love, but I came back with a lot of hopelessness. I felt like there's nothing we can do. How do you win the war on hate? How do you shift people's minds? How do you transform what's happening? And I kept asking, what can we do? What can I do to make this different? What can I do to make a difference? What can I as an individual do to shift the situation when it looks so dark, so hopeless, when you can't see solution in sight? And so the sentence my dad used to always say to me popped in my head. He always used to say, if you look for something, you will find it. And, he would say that to me when I was rushing to school in the morning and I couldn't find my hairbrush. And I'm looking everywhere. And he's like, if you look, you will find it. I'm like, I'm looking and I can't find it. And he's like, if you look for it, you will find it. And that sentence that he kept saying to me over and over, it really struck a chord. And this sentence popped up for me this year. It popped up for me this week, this morning. Every morning I kind of wake up and I lay in bed and I thank God, I thank the universe for my life and for everything I have. And I ask, what can I do to contribute? And I asked, what can I do with the situation that feels so heavy, so dark? And what came was, if you look for it, you will find it. And what I realized was that ever since I got back, the lenses in which I was seeing things were very dark lenses. And so I looked for evidence to what I was thinking and feeling. And so when you feel down and you feel sad and you feel depressed and you feel like a victim, then the universe is going to provide evidence for you to reassure those beliefs, to reassure what it is that you're seeing, what it is that you're looking for. Another way to say this is your point of view creates your reality, right? What it is that you're seeing and looking at, that is what you're going to create. So if I'm seeing only despair, the universe is going to provide more and more and more things for me to feel despair about. If I'm feeling like a victim, the universe is going to give me more and more situation to where I'm a victim, where I'm victimized, where I'm being treated misfairly, to keep reinsuring that belief, because that is what I am looking for. And so what I got this morning was that I have to shift the way I'm seeing this. I have to shift the way I'm seeing this in order to find a solution. Because the solution isn't going to come from hopelessness. The only thing that's going to come from hopelessness and fear is more hopelessness and more fear. And so how do we together create a difference? We create a difference by asking for a change, by asking for something different to show up, and by asking questions. And when we ask questions and we're silent within us, the universe provides the answers. And the answer that I got was that no one is going to come save us. Nobody is going to come and pat us on the back and say it's going to be okay. Nobody is going to lead us through this. We have to lead ourselves. And even if you don't live in Israel and you aren't experiencing this, maybe you're experiencing a different kind of hardship that you're going through, or a situation that feels hopeless for you, or somewhere where you're going down a rabbit hole of anxiety and fear and depression. If you want to see the light, if you want to come out of it with the upper hand, if you want to feel more connected and know what to do, just ask the questions. And so when I asked the questions, I realized that we are the only people that can make the change. We, the individual people that decide to see things in a better way. If we ask the questions and we come together, I know it sounds like this cliche, but it's not. It's just realizing that nobody's going to come save you. You have to choose you. You have to save you. You have to work towards your highest and best potential, because nothing is going to show up if you're not going to be willing to see it and look for it. So how do you play with this? You play with it by asking questions, and you ask yourself, what is it that I'm seeking? What is it that I am looking for? What is it that you're seeking right now? Is it more money? Is it inner peace? Is it happiness? Is it love? Is it more joyful moments? Start noticing when you are seeking for this. I'm going to give you an example. If you're seeking for the love of your life, if you're seeking to be loved and adored, ask yourself, am I looking from the lens of everything is open, everything is possible, my person is right around the corner? Or are you focusing on, I'm lonely, I'm sad, I'm not going out, I don't look good, nobody loves me, nobody wants me? Because if it's the lens, that's what you're going to keep getting. If you seek for it, you will find it. So make sure that you are looking for what you desire to happen in your life. Make sure you are tuning in and focusing on what you want to create and not on what you don't want. Because you're an amazing manifester. And just like I can ask the universe to send me an amazing flight, you can ask the universe to send you an amazing person. But if you ask the universe to send you an amazing person, and when you think about a relationship, every horrible thing that happened to you in relationship comes up. And that's what you're focusing on in your subconscious and even in your conscious. Notice, what are you saying when you're speaking to people about this? How are you talking about it? How is your energy? How is your body language? When you're sharing about your love life or your desire to find a loved one, what energy is coming with it? If it's a low vibration, you're going to keep attracting heaviness, low vibration, not the great people that are going to prove to you all the things that you believe. If you seek for it, you will find it. So, what I've decided to do, and I'm offering this for free, I'm offering free Zoom PTSD energy sessions. I'm inviting any person that experienced PTSD. I'm really gearing towards the soldiers, any soldiers that have been in the war, or anybody really that feels like they have, they're experiencing PTSD in their life, and it's preventing them from being in their high, in their high vibration. I'm losing my voice again. So I'm going to be doing these free PTSD clearing Zooms. It's going to be happening once a week or twice a month in a special group, a quiet WhatsApp group. So if you're interested to join and you want to know when this is happening, you can write WhatsApp group in the comments, and I will send you the link to join my my quiet group. In this group, you will get special notifications, and you will get notice when I'm doing these PTSD lives. If you don't know me, my name is Mori, and I've been doing body energy work for over 18 years now, clearing trauma from the body. And what I realize is so many people have trauma. And so many times they're not even aware that they have trauma. They don't know what they're experiencing. They don't know what it's causing in their life. And they aren't aware. And so I figured that how I can contribute is by using my gifts in the best way. And that is to start clearing trauma from as many people as possible that are willing and wanting to feel better, to elevate their life, and to stop operating from fear and trauma and start operating from choice and possibilities. So if you're interested in this, just comment WhatsApp group and I will send you the link. If this was a contribution for you, please share. By sharing, more and more people can start feeling better and experiencing more joy. And in return, we are all going to feel that because it is a side effect of being connected energetically to everything and everyone. So if you share, I greatly appreciate. And if it was a contribution for you, please write in the comments. I would love to hear from you. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you on the internet. Bye.